Hello vinyl community, how you doing? I'm Gary. This is Physical Format, Rock and Roll. Thank you so much for tuning in. First off, I'd like to say congratulations to the Cleveland Guardians for winning the AL Central. I know most of you don't care about that, so I will get past that. So anyway, some new records that I've got. I'm not going to show any older used vinyl like I normally do in this. These are either new releases or reissues. Let me tell you, it was hard leaving the record store as far as leaving some of the records there on the shelf that I couldn't buy because, you know, obviously you have X amount of dollars or whatever, and these didn't all come at once, but I was just amazed at all of the great reissues and so forth that are out right now, and it was really hard for me to choose what I wanted. I really had to narrow it down to just a few records. So anyway, here's what we got. First off, I will start off with the one new release, and this is the latest by Clutch. This is called Sunrise on Slaughter Beach. This is, I believe, the 13th studio album. There's the inside of that. You know, it's funny because Clutch is a band that Neil Fallon is the vocalist. A little different look there on that vinyl. I had to show you that real quick. But anyway, Neil Fallon is a vocalist that I'm not always a fan of his style of vocals, but for some reason, the way that it fits into this band, into Clutch, I like it. I like his vocals, and it's just really odd because I don't think I normally would. He's got a lower kind of rough voice, but it just fits in with this music. This is only the third album that I have by Clutch, but I really like it. You know, like a lot of us, Aaron Luth-Alamer turned me on to the band, and I like it. So I picked up that because, like I said, these records that I got, they're the ones that made the cut. There was a lot out there. Now, probably my easiest choice was this, Pink Floyd Animals. This is the 2018 remix that just finally came out thanks to David Gilmour fighting over some liner notes. Let me say, first off, a lot of you who watch this channel know that I don't necessarily go out and buy the big box sets and whatnot just because of the price of them. I might be a cheapskate compared to some of my vinyl community brothers and sisters out there, but this, man, this is a bargain because not only do you get this amazing sounding remix, but you get a very nice booklet that comes in here, and this goes right up there now with, you know, easily one of the best sounding records that I own. You know, this thing was remixed and it sounds fantastic. The vocals are brought out on it. The bass is a little more clear on it, a little more punchy. The Hannibal noises on here are more clear. You know, it's funny because with the vocals being brought up, I feel like Roger Waters, there's times you're like, wow, he sounds really good singing. You know, we don't think of Roger Waters as necessarily a good singer, but I think he sounds really good. But, you know, there's other times, though, that because the vocals are brought out more, it shows some of his limitations also, but it sounds great. This is a fantastic, one of my favorite albums, Pink Floyd Animals from 1977. You know, hey, if you're on the fence, man, pick this thing up. It is fantastic. It just sounds great. And of course, it's a classic album. You know, loosely based around George Orwell's Animal Farm, but mixed in with all kinds of political overtones. Of course, Animal Farm had a lot of political overtones. Anyway, I digress. Next up, like I said, these were tough choices. But boy, I just saw this. I had to pick this up. 1971. The Kinks, Muswell Hillbillies. What a great album this is. Doesn't get talked about nearly enough. There's the inside of it. This is very country rock tinged. Of course, it's got 20th Century Man on here, Alcohol, Complicated Life. If you're not familiar with this album, maybe it's one, there's all kinds of bands that I've missed along the way. But like, say you're a Stones fan and you're a fan of Beggar's Banquet kind of era with some of the country tinged songs that they had there in blues, I think you would be a fan of this album. I love this album. It sounds fantastic. This has been reissued and just totally worth it. So glad that I got it. And then my final one, I know a lot of you will say, what? This is one of the ones you took? But the debut album from Olivia Newton-John, If Not For You. This also came out in 1971. This has, this was extremely hard to find. And to get this, a nice, clean, great sounding record, there you've got the inside picture of a very young Olivia Newton-John. All kinds of covers on here, but Olivia was a lot more country sounding at this point in her career. Lovely picture there, sounds great. Her version of If Not For You is actually my favorite version of that song. I will not say it's the best version because it's not the original. I don't like that when somebody says it's the best version of it. It's my favorite on a personal level, okay? My choice. And I know the other, other people would totally disagree with that, and that's fine. So anyway, gosh, there's some great stuff out there. I left the Trick or Treat soundtrack on the shelf. Can you believe that? I can't believe it, but boy, I just went back and forth, fought with myself. Those are the 4 choices that I came away with, and I'm happy with them. So what do you guys think? What have you picked up? I'm Gary. This is Physical Format Rock and Roll. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, my friends, I will see you down the road.